This will inevitably be louder, I'm sure, because it's during the day, but I'm going to try this on for size because A, I have time right now, and B, I don't want to take time later. So I'm going to test this theory of doing it in daylight hours. What? Because for the last, I don't know, 70 so odd days, usually I do it at nighttime. And what I was noticing was that after doing extensive days of study and then making dinner and then having dinner as a family and cleaning up and stuff like that, after that, relaxing for a very minuscule amount of time, and then heading back into, video production, let's call it that, because it's really not, it's just a recording. But eventually I want it to become more of a production where I can splice things and everything else, but I'm just learning. So I'm on the edge of, what it is that I want to do. So I come here and I speak, I tack things to YouTube. Some people come and watch this video. I'm very grateful for the people that come and listen to my wisdom, to all my rantings and ravings and things that I'm exploring, really, like my insights. And and I have appreciated that over the last 70 some odd days. And now I'm like, okay, so that worked for the time that it did, and now I need to step up my game, move into something different, maybe do something a couple of times a week, maybe do like a show of some kind, podcast. I'm percolating ideas at this point in time. And so as those things start to come into place, like my friend Leslie Stedman says, popcorn. It's like popcorn ideas, just pop, 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 pop. So as I allow those things to surface, because I've now given myself some breathing space from the doing part of life, and just now coming into this place of more being during the day, still there's a ton of things to take care of, so to speak, in a day. But I don't feel the intense pressure to get it done, mark things off. That intensity is something that I've been living with for as far back as I can possibly remember. I've talked about before about that place of hustling. Like I have to hustle for my worth, and until I'm ready and willing to do that, then it's not going to change. And ultimately, I am in control of any of the changes that I make, and into and including this really gorgeous hanging basket that I added yesterday, because I want to beautify my space. Because me being here at home, I enjoy and I like more when I beautify my space and I surround myself with things that bring me joy. And so as I explore new realms of comedy, as I explore new, ways to show myself on video and showcase and lean in and be responsible to my talents, the more will develop into step-by-step action. And so today's today, tomorrow will be tomorrow, yesterday was yesterday. And it's all relative and not. It's all important and not. It all has meaning and not. And that is so cool about the dichotomy of life, right? And the lens that we get to look at something through. And the way that can be informed or shifted in a consistent and conscious basis by the input that we put in, by the content that we allow in, by the things that we think about because of the things that we've seen and experienced. And it's all towards becoming the next grandest version of ourselves. There's no competition here. And I think quite often we get lost in that, well, she has that and he has that and he did that and I should want to do that. And, we compare ourselves. And it's impossible not to do. We're judging machines, so we're always looking. We're looking through our context at the way that the world occurs to us. And what I've noticed in the last couple of days is this real desire for me to understand that my way isn't the way, it's my way. And that other people may have different versions of that. And until we're ready to make room for all of it, there'll be that tension, crunchiness, and war. What I seek is peace. What I seek is harmony. So when I surround myself like this with things that bring me harmony, when the hummingbirds come often and eat from the hummingbird feeder. It's just simply amazing. And being surrounded by flowers and gardens growing and food that we're eating from, from garden to table in 25 feet. These are major, major changes that we're making in our lives and adjustments. And I'm wondering today, is there an adjustment that you can make in your life to make your life better, to improve yourself, to create better understanding for yourself, to shift your thinking, to allow yourself to be surrounded by the beauty, whatever that looks like to you? And please, 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 let's get better at being kind to one another. Let's be willing to be vulnerable and say, wow, my anxiety's up right now. Instead of lashing out, tell the truth about what's going on. What's really going on? Get in touch and in tune with that and go from that place. Because then and only then, when we listen to actually hear each other, when we listen with different ears, when we're willing to take a look from a different vantage point, when we're willing to shift and pivot our belief systems to be inclusive of what everyone is saying and not to feel the need to go to war, because we're always so ready to be triggered and our buttons are being pushed and we're ready. We're just ready to react. And I've spoken about that before, right? So I want to go from a place of being the source of what I want to create more of and then giving that away, as opposed to coming from the reactionary place. And it's easy to do, particularly because most human beings, in my experience, have some level of trauma in their backgrounds. And so that stuff informs the way that we do things. It informs the limitations. It informs the willingness. It informs a lot. So getting in touch with those things, learning about those things, and then coming from that place, the place of surrender, the place of creation instead of reaction, then I believe when we find peace and harmony within ourselves, then we can emulate that into the world and create more of it. It's been nice to hear and be here during the day this time. So much love out there. I'll see you tomorrow. Be kind, generous, loving to yourself and others.